Greetings, technicians. This is Admin Crow here, your coach of the Toronto Star Raptors, bringing you the Teambuilder for the TDL, the Technician Dream League. This is week 5, I believe, and this week we're playing against the Swift Jirachis, coached by Digi-dude, aka Edward. So let's just hop into the Teambuilder right now. This week I'm bringing Tabu Koko, Kaminari the Tabu Koko once again. Packing the Taunt, Grass Knot, Volt Switch, and Thunderbolt. Looking at his team, he doesn't really have a good electric type switching outside of Dawnfan and Whimsicott, and Whimsicott is not the bulkiest mon. So I am packing the Taunt for, I guess he can also switch Chansey into Koko specifically, not because it's an electric immunity, it's just because it's so fat and it's capable of taking a lot of special hits overall. So that's why I have the Taunt, and Grass Knot is for the Dawnfan, Volt Switch is for general momentum, and Thunderbolt is for general stab. I don't really need a fairy stab since I'm just gonna be clicking Volt Switch most of the time, going with my electric stab anyways, and I am packing a Life Orb for the first time. I'm not really a big fan of Life Orb Koko because I'm just gonna be tripping myself away. However, I'm gonna try to keep this. I have brought some stuff in the back, as you guys can see a little bit later, to patch up Koko's offense. So basically I can afford let Koko get chipped down. So for the EVs, I am packing a Timid Nature just to having enough speed to outrun the Whimsicott. So I don't know if you guys follow the PCL, which is the other league that I'm running. It's crazy how I'm playing 2 Whimsicotts this week. Anyways, so I am running max special attack, just enough speed to outrun the Whimsicott, and some defense, the rest in HP. Defense is help me take the, I guess I might have a little bit more defense than HP. Basically, the more points in defense is help me take the Aqua Jets and Bullet Punches from Azu and Scizor respectively, so which are 2 of his main form of priority, and potential Ice Shards coming from Dawnfan. And plus my defense stats is a little bit higher than my HP stats, so that's what the EV spread on Koko is for. So next up we have Endeavor the Darmanitan. I am running a Adamant Nature with max attack to hit as hard as I can, and at the same time possibly taking advantage of the Sun if he's going to be bringing that Charizard Y of his. Oh yeah, and I believe his roster should appear to the right at this point already, and I am only running 72 speed with the rest in HP, give me max bulk, at the same time be able to outrun any member of his team with the Choice Scarf. So I believe I only have the speed to outrun a Whimsicott again. So it's basically the same benchmark for both Koko and Endeavor, my Darmanitan. Since I'm not packing the Choice Scarf to outspeed any of his Choice Scarfers, it's just to outrun the I guess he's fastest thing on his team. And packing the Rock Slide Superpower, Flare Blitz, and U-turn for general momentum again. Nice Volt turn with Tapu Koko. And Flare Blitz is to take advantage of the Sun, obviously. And Superpower, I don't know what Superpower is for, but I guess I don't really need Superpower, but I can't think of another move to fit on this slot. And Rock Slide is mainly there for the Charizard Y if I predict that thing to come in. So next up we have P2 the Porygon 2, Calculated the Porygon 2, packing the Eviolite back again once again with the ability trace. I just love the ability trace, man, because there's so many cool things you can do with it, especially what I'm about to say right here. So I am packing the Hidden Power Fire, right? This is mainly to hit the Scizor, and not only I get a trace on the potential Technician on the Scizor, and I get to take advantage of the Sun potentially set up by Charizard Y. So this thing is meant to coming on the Charizard Y. I'm not actually sure how much damage I will be taking from Charizard Y with max HP and max special defense, but I would like to have as much bulk as possible against that thing, and have the ability to recover off, obviously, and substitute against his bulkier mons. And this charge is just to hit the Charizard Y and Azu for super effective damage, and at the same time taking advantage of that electric terrain once again. And it's just a good move overall for his for paras and whatnot against his faster mons. Next up, we have Gungnir the Celesteela. I'm bringing defensive Celesteela for the first time. I will really want to try it out with leftovers and substitute Leech Seed, Flamethrower, Rock Slide. Flamethrower is mainly there for the Whimsicott and the Scizor, and to take advantage of the sun once again, and substitute is there for the Chansey, and Leech Seed is for recovery, and Rock Slide is there for Charizard Y if I get to get up a sub against, I guess, prior of it coming in. So some of the mons that I can set up against is probably Azu if it's not a Belly Drum variant. This thing is mainly here to take on the Azu. As you can see, I am running a mainly physically defensive set with a little bit of special defense to help me take the potential Moonblast coming off Whimsicott a little bit better. And this is just a general response to all his physical attackers. It's also my main switch to that Scizor of his. So, and I can sub up against a lot of things actually, mainly being the Whimsicott and the Azu, and then fire off a potential Leech Seed. Yeah, and it's pretty self-explanatory going forward. So P2 is my special wall and Gungnir is my physical wall. I'm actually bringing balance this week for the first time, I think. Anyways, so up next we have Shinji the Electivire making his first debut, packing the Assault Vest, Volt Switch, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and Wild Charge. Wild Charge is to take the pressure off Coco a little bit. As you can see, he does have 123 base attack. That's actually higher than Cole's physical attack of 115. So I'm gonna be taking advantage of that electric terrain for the first time with my dual electric core. And this thing is packing Assault Vest mainly for the potential bring of whatchamacallit, a Lowland Raichu, which does have the ability Surge Surfer to double its speed, allowing it to outspeed any member of my team if I basically taking advantage of that electric terrain from Coco. So this thing will be my designated answer to that Alolan Raichu, with the ability Motor Drive, obviously, making it immune to any type of electric attacks. So obviously after the +1, I still won't be able to outspeed the Raichu, but there's not too much Raichu can do back to me, so I'm free to fire off either a Volt Switch or just fire off a Volt Switch or just Fire Punch, Ice Punch against it. I am not packing the Earthquake, as it doesn't really hit anything outside of the Raichu and the Gengar. Fire Punch is mainly there for Scizor and take advantage of the stun. Ice Punch is there for the Whimsicott and Donphan, I think. Yeah, and Wild Charge is there for just general damage to hit as hard as I can. As you can see, I am packing the Adamant Nature with max HP and a lot of attack, some defense, and some special defense. As I mentioned before, I want this thing to be an answer to the Raichu. That's why I'm running the special defense, and the attack is to basically lighten the weight on Coco, as Coco will be tripping itself away this week with the Life Orb. As I mentioned before, he doesn't really have a good way to switch in to electric type moves, especially prevent me from going for Volt Switch just to get momentum off it, aside from the Donphan, right? But both of my electric abuser have ways to hit the Donphan if so decide to bring that. And lastly, we have Mashark coming back for the first time after the first 2 weeks, I think. But I think, the week that I brought it against Javier, he didn't really do anything. So technically, the second time it's making its debut. Mashark coming back once again. With this time, it's the same idea with Endeavor. I think, yeah, they actually have the exact same speed. So I don't really need a lot of speed on this thing. So I just needed to be able to outspeed a max speed Whimsicott after +1. So the Protect is there to ensure me to get off the +1 with the speed boost ability. Poison Jab this week over Poison Fang is because I want to stay in regular form as long as possible, just to get off enough speed boost without having to rely on the Strong Jar boosted Poison Fan, and a Poison Jab from the thing OCOs any variant of Whimsicott anyways. That's why I am running the Jab over the Fangs, and Liquidation and Crunch just so good against his team in general. So Liquidation is not going to be doing as much in the sun. That's something I have to be wary of. And Crunch is mainly there for the Gengar and just good neutral damage against everything else. Because both of these water resists are, I think, Whimsicott and Azu, so water and grass type, right? And both of these will be blown back by the Poison Jab anyway. So the remainder of my EV went to HP. I should probably put these in defense actually, now I think about it. But I do have a higher HP stat than defense stat. This helped me take all sorts of priority from him a little bit better. Mainly the Acro Jet, Bullet Punch, and Ice Shard. Similarly to Coco, however, I do resist all three form of priority coming from him this week, so I'm less of a concern for my Shark, I guess. So yeah, I think I've pretty much gone through everything. Obviously, the 252 attack with the Adamant Nature to help me hit as hard as possible. One thing do note is that after a +1, I can safely outspeed the Whimsicott and OHKO that thing with the Poison Jab, and there's no shenanigan that it can do against me because my Dark typing. So that's one thing that's really cool to note there. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the team this week. I like my team decently, I guess. I didn't really spend too much time in making this team because it is more of a fun league, the TDL compared to the PCL. However, I am bringing like the sets that I want to try out the most, I guess, especially that Celesteela. I'm really excited about that set, defensive Celesteela. I don't know if this is going to be expected, but it does have a really good matchup against them. This thing comes in on Donphan and Whimsicott or Scizor all day, and it's pretty much a free stop from there. Anyways, I'm gonna cut it there, and that's gonna be it coming from me this week. The battle itself will be happening actually 20 minutes from when this video is recorded. So by the time you guys see it, this video goes up, the battle's already being played. So that's gonna be it from me this week regarding the team builder. So yeah, this is gonna be Admin Crow here signing off. See you in the next one. Goodbye, technicians.